終わったわ。
頭てか髪洗面所で直してこい
So you are starting watching anime, or you just want to make sure that you have seen these 10 animes before? I got you. You are in the right place. Because in this video I'm going to show you the 10 animes that everyone needs to watch, with the last one being my personal favorite. Anyways, I'm 𝐦𝐨𝐫𝐞, and if you like this type of content already, smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. Also, hit that notification bell, so you get notified when I post new videos. Let's go! Noragami. Yato dreams to become the most revered deity in the world with big shrine and all. Wherever, being the penniless god that he is, he has a long way to go. Later, when he does his job, a high school girl named Hiyori pushes him out of the way of a speeding bus. Unaware of his status as a god, things get complicated when this incident triggers an abnormality in Hiyori's soul, causing her to make an astral projection whenever she falls unconscious, which is painfully often. To turn herself back to normal, Hiyori must help Yato becoming a better god who can fix the problem. 𝐸𝐭𝐜 no Kyojin. For more than 100 years, humanity have lived in a kingdom surrounded by walls, designed to protect them from a powerful race of man-eating giants, known as Titans. The two races have locked one another into a stalemate. The Titans cannot breach the walls, and humanity cannot venture outside the walls without risking heavy losses. Those facts held true until a colossal Titan smashed a hole in the perimeter wall of the southern village of 𝐸𝐴𝐵𝐶, which allowed his smaller kin to wander inside and wreak havoc. Among those who escaped were 3 children: Eren Yeager, Mikasa, his adoptive sister, and Armin, Eren's best friend. Years later, they decide to join the Survey Corps, a military branch dedicated to making excursions into the outside world to fight the Titans, and research ways to defeat them once and for all. No game, no life. Among hardcore MMORPG players, there exists a living legend known as Blank, Sora and his stepsister Shiro. One day they received a strange email challenging them to a game of chess, and they accepted and won. Before they can even react, Shiro and Sora are transported to the world of this board, ruled by an entity who identifies as Tet. The mysterious god welcomed them to this world where all forms of conflicts, from petty squabbles to the fate of whole countries, are settled not through war, but by way of high-stake games. This system works thanks to a fundamental rule, in which each party must bet something that they consider to be of equal value to the other party's bet. In this strange land where the very idea of humanity is reduced to child's play, the indifferent genius gamer duo have finally found a real reason to keep playing games. To unite the 16 races of this world, defeat death, and become the gods of this new gaming is everything world. It's worth to mention that this show is edgy. Tokyo Ghoul. Your average college student, Kaneki, has fallen for a beautiful woman by the name of Rise. On their first date, said woman reveals herself to be a monster, known as a Ghoul, a creature in human form that feeds on human flesh. When she was preparing herself to hit him, a falling girder smashed her to bits and leaves Kaneki horribly injured, saved through a transplant of organs from the dead woman. Kaneki is left with the inability to eat normal food and a hunger that just won't go away. It doesn't take long before Kaneki realizes what's happened to him, and far-reaching implications of being a person who belongs to both the human and the Ghoul world. Kaneki, now a one-eyed Ghoul, a type known for being extremely powerful, finds shelter in Anteiko, a local coffee shop staffed by friendly Ghouls. But soon he becomes pulled into a war between humans and Ghouls. One Punch Man. Saitama is an unemployed salaryman, turned part-time superhero who has become so powerful he can defeat any adversary with a single punch. He also happens to be extremely depressed about this, as it means he has no more challenge left in his life, and also lost his hair. But despite that fact, Saitama continues to follow his hero hobby, encountering many enemies, all the time hoping that one day one of them will be able to withstand a fight that lasts longer than a punch. And if you like overpowered main characters, here it is in the right top corner of the screen, a card to the video I made about top 10 isekai enemies with an overpowered main character. Make sure to check it out when you finish this video. Psyki Kuzuno Psynen. Psyki is an incredibly powerful boy, with every imaginable psychic ability.
生後1ヶ月で歩くことができた。それも空中を。
If he wanted to do so, he could wipe out the humanity in only 3 days. It sounds like he is perfect and has everything, right? Wrong, he can't share off his powers. Therefore, his life is void of surprise, challenge, or sense of accomplishment. He also needs to avoid social interaction, both because he wants to keep his power secret, and because he thinks of himself as too different to relate to normal people. And listen here, this anime is one of the funniest animes I have ever seen. Death Note. In the land of the dead, a bored Shinigami named Ryuka decides to create some entertainment for himself.
まったく、くだらねえ。
By dropping a death note into the human world. Light Yagami, a brilliant Japanese student, sees a notebook falling to his world and picks it up. On a whim, he tries out the instructions held within its page, and discovers that he can kill whomever he wants, however he wants, by writing their names into the death note. Since Light deplores the state of the world, he tests the deadly notebook by writing a criminal's name in it. When criminal dies, immediately following his experiment with Death Note, Light is greatly surprised and quickly recognizes how devastating the power that has fallen to his hands could be. With this divine capability, Light decides to extinguish all criminals in order to build a new world, where crime doesn't exist and people worship him as a god. But listen here, police wherever quickly discover that a serial killer is targeting criminals and, consequently, try to apprehend the culprit. To do this, the Japanese investigators count on the assistance of the best detective in the world, a young man known only by the name of L. I know that Death Note is first enemy for many of you. Tell me if it is yours, and if it isn't, tell me down below in comments what was your first anime. Nanatsu no Taizai. This show is about a land under a terrible tyranny brought about by the Holy Knights. Who have taken control of the land and are making life miserable for everyone. Elizabeth, princess of a kingdom conquered by the Holy Knights, has traveled the land looking for the only group that may be able to defeat the Holy Knights, the 7 Deadly Sins. The Sins are presumed dead after they had apparently tried to overthrow her father, the king. To her surprise, she finds one of the Sins, Meliodas, happily running a tavern, and he is nothing like the stories say, save that he is incredibly strong. At Elizabeth's request, she and Meliodas go on a quest to find the 6 remaining Sins. However, the quest will not be easy, as the Holy Knights are hunting for the 7 Deadly Sins, and for Elizabeth as well. It's worth to mention that this show is also ecchi, so keep that in mind if you want to see it. Sakura so no pet no kanojo.
起きたら猫の尻って、俺の青春無謀すぎるよ。
Refusing to part with a stray cat he found, Sorata, a high school boy, opted to be kicked out of the regular school dorms, and lands at Sakura Hall, a wooden 2-level house and bedlam of Suiko's talented yet troublesome teens. Misaki, a hyperactive otaku and an anime prodigy. Jin, her childhood friend, and Ryo Nozuki, a reclusive technology guru. And all of them are under the watch of Chihiro, a lazy art teacher. One day, Sorata receives a request from Chihiro, pick up her cousin, a fellow second year. But when Jesse thought he found the innocent sweetie he wants to protect from the craziness that is his dorm, Sorata discovers her 2 secrets. On one hand, she is a world-renowned artist and genius. On the other hand, she has very poor social and life skills and can't take care of herself. With Chihiro too lazy to attend to her cousin, she tasks Sorata with having to take care of Mashiro's daily needs, down to picking up her underwear. And if you are enjoyed this video, already pick up that like button, subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell, so we'll receive more cool anime content videos like this one. And it really helps me a lot, so thank you very much for the help. ReZero. Subaru was an ordinary high school student on his way back from a snack run one day, when he suddenly finds that he's not in Japan anymore.
つまりこれはひょっとして異世界召喚ってやつ?
When he looks around, he realizes that he's in a fantasy universe. Shortly after his arrival, he's attacked by some bandits. Armed with just a bag of groceries and now a useless cell phone, he is quickly made into pulp. Fortunately, a mysterious beauty named Satella happens upon Subaru and saves him. In order to thank the honest and kind-hearted girl, Subaru offers to help her finding an insignia she's looking for. And in their search, both are murdered. And then Subaru wakes up exactly where he was when he first appeared in Fantasy World. He then eventually realizes that every time he dies, he goes back to a certain checkpoint in the story. And every time that you finish this video, there will be 2 great other videos that you should watch. So, click here on the screen to watch it. Anyways, this is it for me guys. Hope you enjoyed, and stay well.